Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's brother.
Yes. Well, I don't know if the other box went in, but if the camera's running, I should get to it.
How good you guys? Yeah. I got it. So, did you guys get it figured out? Okay. 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 That's the main thing. Whoever turns over that video, so that's the number. Okay. One second. Well, the main thing is moving. Make sure it's plugged somewhere. Very good. So I get you a blank. Well, yes, because we're gonna have a board meeting back to the meeting, but stick around as long as you guys want. And be sure to want to talk.
There's the thing here, it's really like right. Okay, so I'll do that before you.
Welcome to Rotary Club of Grades. We are so glad to have you with us today. Appreciate you all braving the cold. This cold is relative. You know, they played a football game in -29 last week. So, but thank you for being here. It's good to have such a great crowd. Appreciate everybody being at my social event last week. I thought it was fantastic. It was great to look around the room and see the fellowship and you all spending time together. So I think any future meeting, we just need to have fried green beans. That was the key to a good event. But today's a special day. We have a chance to recognize him as an extraordinary individual, and I'm really pleased to be able to do that. We also have a great program, and Donna, Julie, appreciate you guys coming down in really cold weather to be with us. So I'm just really looking forward to the program today. So we're going to have an invocation first. I'd like to ask Molly Fulton if you would to lead us in the invocation, and then I'll walk us through the closing meeting. Molly? Seated. So, yeah, we have a number of guests today. Really appreciate you all taking time to be here. Please know that you're welcome to Rotary anytime. We have great programs every week, and we'd love to have you back. Just know you're invited. So I'm going to ask Kelsey to introduce our guest.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce our guests. Please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all names have been introduced. Our first guest is Alan Hunt. Next, we have Riley Howard, Megan Penn, Corey Itzon, Edward Smith, Wesley Smith, Jamie Smith, Ellen and Bob Harris, Lou Ratcliffe, Lisa Allardyce, George Lachaz, Lacey Lumbing, Karen Honeycutt, Eric Zerlo, Daniel Evans, and lastly, Randall Mix, so Randy Mix introduces on the list.
Yeah, I'd like to start with Mike Dickey. I did not support the related players together for a number of years ago. We should have been on Raw and Bobby called Cindy out of the house. But if he could have run for 3 months, he thinks it's really exciting. Like he was out of the league. And we said, so I'm sure we can. Thank you.
Thank you again for being here. Again, we'd love to have you back. You know, I've been president now for 7 months. Yet to have Megan and Riley come and visit, so it's a privilege. Now, they like me and all that, but they're here for Charles Smith. Make no mistake, that's why they're here. We do have a number of birthdays and anniversaries to point out today. It is Tabitha Coverson and Charlene McClanahan's birthday today, so please wish them a happy birthday. No matter where you are, you can count on Susan Ferguson to be the first person to clap, so just know that, it's helpful. Club member anniversary. Brian Shoemate's been with the club for 4 years, Kevin Henderson for 7 years, Mitch Key for 16 years, and Jeff Lucan for 43 years. Congratulations on that longevity. Of course, it's not 50, but it's something. No wedding anniversary. Nobody wants to get married the first couple of weeks of January, so nothing to celebrate there. So again, I do have something really special to share with you today. We have an opportunity to recognize 5 decades of exemplary service to the Grange Rotary today. So appreciate it, Charles Smith, family, friends, for being here. If you would, just join me for a minute and hear a little bit about Charles and his service to Rotary Club and also the community. So when I say this, I mean this honestly. It is a privilege to be able to honor one of the longest tenured members of the Rotary Club. And this year celebrates 50 years of the Rotarian. Charles was accepted in the Rotary Club on December 1st, 1973. So he was 32 years old. Wesley, probably 4 years old. Edward, maybe a baby. They're pretty long in the tooth now. I mean, these guys are getting up. That was a while ago. But Charles, over the years, we assumed many leadership roles, including president in 1991. And we're always looking for future presidents, so don't rule that out. There's a chance to come back. But in addition to service in our club, in true service above self, Rotary spirit, he dedicated more than 50 years of his life for not just improving Rotary, but our community, and by serving and providing leadership for organizations that are critical to the success of this region. So he served multi-decade tenure on the board of Hutchinson Trail Entry, LaGrange College, and Chattahoochee Riverkeeper, just to name a few. He served for more than 30 years as chairman of the True County Development Authority during a time when many investments were made to help shape the economic future of our community. My understanding is that Chattahoochee Riverkeeper and their extension from Atlanta to focus on educating and preserving West Point Lake, including their decision to open a LaGrange office, can be traced back to Charles's involvement on their board. I'm sure it's gratifying to him to see that the new LaGrange Riverkeeper office is located in the beautiful Equestrian Center, which is right across the cove from his house and where he launches his work. He's spent most of his life on West Point Lake. So early in his civic service, Phil gained a reputation as an effective fundraiser. So he is not afraid to ask for money in support of the good cause. If you've been around the Grange for a while, there's a good chance that either Charles or Edward or Wesley has asked you to help support a good cause. So you may not want to make eye contact with them because they're very effective fundraisers. In 2003, Charles and Edward and Wesley co-chaired the United Way together, had a very successful campaign. He went on to serve in a critical role in LaGrange College's $65 million defined enrollment campaign, where he was responsible for soliciting college trustees and many of their largest gifts. In addition, he chaired the Signature Gifts campaign, a committee for the inaugural fundraising campaign for West Georgia Health Foundation. In recognition of his decades of service on the board of LaGrange College, both in fundraising and as the chair of the Building and Ground Committee during a time where there was great facilities expansion, the college awarded Charles with an honorary doctorate and also bestowed the rarely given Fuller E. Callaway Lifetime Service Award. He was only the third recipient in the award's history and the first local person to receive that. So if there's a theme running through this, and through Charles' own unique brand of service above self, I think it would be love of people and love of the outdoors. He's lived a life of service to others, focusing on education and environment. And anybody who's spending time around him, you know he focuses on fun. Whether it's serving as Grand Marshal for the Christmas parade, or having a petting zoo for kids at their homestead, or preparing elaborate meals for their friends, Charles and Jeannie are known as gracious hosts. They have truly exemplified our Rotary values. I'm biased when it comes to Charles because he and I have been good friends for 20 plus years. And, anybody that knows him will tell you he's a loving father and grandfather and a very loyal friend. It speaks to his range that he's one of my close friends. He's one of my wife's best friends. I may talk to him once a month. She probably talks to him every day. So it really speaks to his range. They say you can judge a tree by its fruit, and that's certainly true with Charles because his children and grandchildren are some of the finest people I know. Some of his friends and family are with us today, and I think they would agree that Charles is a shining example of a life well lived. There are a lot of aspects of Charles that I will aspire to. He's certainly somebody I need to grow up to be like. And I think the main thing is he's just a kind and generous person and a really decent human being. It's my honor today to recognize and thank Charles for his decades of service to the Grange Rotary and our community. Charles, if you would come up.
I got a picture idea.
Okay.
Okay, y'all three turn around and then.
Okay. So second of it. I'm sorry. So that, again, that's really, really special. You know, a chance to recognize one of the longest serving members. So I do want to make just a few announcements quickly. First of all, you'll see this month and next month, we're going to be supporting the also Research Trust. So please consider making a donation in your table to go to a good cause. We'll let you know that we're going to be supporting another Red Cross blood run on February 26th from 1:30 to 5:30. And then you've heard me say this 26 times, and I'll say it one more time. A Rotary Conference is coming up on March 21st and 24th. If you're interested in going, please let me know. Then we have a board meeting at 1 o'clock. We're just going to gather in the corner. So we'll have a makeshift board meeting. Quickly, do we have some happy news?
Very quick. On January 27th, a Saturday night, we're having the Crew of Mass Parade. I would like to get Rotary volunteers to help organize the parade. They have people line up because we have the announcers calling out the units one by one, and we like to give credit where it's due to people. So if you could meet at the Marriott Hotel, the Marriott Courtyard at 5:45 on Saturday, January 27th, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Condon?
I'm very happy, because currently, my granddaughter and her husband and little baby Lizzie, who live in Beirut, Lebanon, are at my house, and I'm getting to hug on great grandbaby number 5. They will be going back to Lebanon this week. Prayers.
Thank you. One other quick announcement, I owe $1, but LaGrange College, one of the neat things they do is their 3D Journeys program. And Dr. Joe Caparo is returning to college to lead a lecture on Portugal, starting on January 20th at 10 a.m. So if you're interested, it should be a fascinating program. So let's shift to our program. We're really excited about to share the Chilla story and all the big things that are going on this year. I'm going to ask, I think it's appropriate to have one of our giants in healthcare. He's a retired giant, but still giant in healthcare, Dr. Sandy Simmons, to come and introduce our program.
Charles, welcome, Reverend. Glad to have you. You may wonder why an agent pulmonologist / intensivist / sleep doctor is introducing the program today. And there's several reasons. The first of which, Chuck asked me, told me to do it. And it's kind of hard to turn down these days. What you don't realize and didn't know is that my grandfather was one of the first physicians in Atlanta who was actually trained as a pediatrician. And he worked at both children's. He worked at Evanston, he worked at children's. He worked at Evanston and at Scottish Rite, which ultimately became children. But beyond that, I have another reason to be honored to introduce today's speaker and show is that When my oldest son was 21, he was diagnosed with a lymphoblastic lymphoma. And the first thing Emory did was go next door to Cho and get the childhood leukemia protocol. And for 6 months, I went some pretty tough chemo with the guidance of Cho, and also used a lot of their testing facilities. But I'm happy to say 14 years later, he's playing in 2 adult soccer leagues in Nashville and gainfully employed, so all is good. Like I said, it is an honor to introduce Donna Holland today. She's a native of Bowling Green, Kentucky, but spent the last number of years, she says 3 decades, if you do the math, working for Cho and the precursors for the children of Georgia and the adolescents of Georgia. And they serve some of the most underserved and difficult situations in the state. It didn't take me long as my job as the lead physician for administration and then as the vice president of medical affairs to realize how important CHOA was to the state of Georgia. And currently, they see almost 1.2 million patients a year. They have 12,700 employees. She's worked as the CFO, COO, and now the CEO of Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And she was instrumental in the merger of Scottish Rite and Egerton Hospital. Currently, they're undergoing 2.2 billion, that's a billion with a B, expansion into North Druid Hills. And to put that in context, I asked Jerry how much the North Tower cost. He said about 80 million. So huge, huge construction. So we thank you for being here today. We thank you for what you've done in the past and what you'll continue to do. Please welcome Donna Holland.
I thought I'd start with a story about what we do. This is why we exist, is to take care of kids.
I think Fiona's kindergarten teacher described her best when she said she was just pure sunshine.
My name's Fiona. I'm 7. Since I have all my life had the animals and chickens, donkeys, cats, dogs, cows, sheep.
I had a completely unremarkable pregnancy with Fiona. She was 10 pounds, 8 ounces, with a full head of black hair. When she was born, her right arm was a little bit larger and her right hand was a little larger than her left. And so we sort of suspected something was wrong. When she was about 2 weeks old, her doctor referred us to orthopedics. They referred us to genetics, and we officially got a diagnosis of hemihyperplasia. There's a link between hemihyperplasia and abdominal cancers. They referred us for ultrasounds of her kidneys and her liver every 3 months. Her 9-month scan showed that she had multiple lesions on both of her kidneys. So we were working then with Dr. Sutton and Dr. George.
They were cancers, lesions of nephroblastoma-matosis, which is a precursor to a Wilms tumor. A Wilms tumor is the most common childhood kidney cancer.
She had chemo every 3 weeks for a full 52 weeks. She was so young when she started treatment. Normal to her. And it just became routine that we would go to the hospital every week. Every time they'd see her on the schedule, when they'd call her back, say, oh, sure.
She always looked forward to seeing the people. She almost looked forward to her appointments.
The amount of energy and joy in that child does not fit into a single exam room. I need a bigger space for her because that's how full of life and joyful she is.
Her hair fell out almost immediately. There was a lot of vomiting after every chemo. And going through major medical issues. You know, you mourn those things in private and you cry and you sort of adjust your expectations and then you put on a brave face so that she will be brave in the face of all these things because you don't want her to be afraid.
I feel like just staying calm and always having a smile makes women things.
Just before her second birthday, another lesion showed up on her right kidney. So they suspected that the lesion was a Wilms tumor. Surgery. They got all of the tumor, and then 8 weeks later, another batch. 36 weeks came on the second time. They went back in and did surgery, and then another 6 months later, another batch. She went back on chemo. This July, she will have been in remission for 3 years. So she's officially declared cancer-free at 2 years post-treatment. But it still feels sort of scary to see that. You don't want to stay cancer-free and then have to go back and start over.
She's been transferred to the survivors clinic, which is great. That was an exciting milestone.
She's about to be 8, and it's recommendations for how long you monitor somebody with any hypertrophy and other associated overgrowth syndrome is that you monitor them through their 8th birthday with pictures. And so they are very much looking forward to that because the risk goes down significantly at that time.
Just kind of further scans. We prepare us emotionally, spiritually each time, and we'll continue. So we're clients. Each passing month in the year is a smaller possibility. And so our hope just continues to grow.
Stories like that people call us. We exist to do anything possible to make everything possible for this. When we have an army of people to go to the side of the work that we're doing to make sure that we have them our best for kids. So I thought I'd just give you a few examples of some of the things that we're up to. I'm going to tell you about the army section of 20. Oh, child, God, it's so. Well, please say some prayers for me that I make it through. You know, children's, we proudly serve the kids of Georgia. I wake up every morning thinking about the children, kids of the state, how we make sure that they're very possible. Every year, amazingly, we take care of the kids from all 59 ones in Georgia. We heard the numbers of kids that we care for about 2 million visits per year. And we reach another 80,000 kids throughout our state. We have a long history of serving the children of this community. And last year, I find it interesting, we treated 1,365 patients from treatment. 1,250 patients. We're here for kids. We also have a long history of college that has supported us for 37 years. Contribution to the hospital. I got to know Mr. Hudson was on the board at Scottish Rite. Was a pretty young person back in the business. So I really always enjoyed thinking about the range of what was happening for Mr. Hudson. I thought you might, since you have such a rich history, you find it interesting to know a little bit about the history of children's, and I didn't know that. That's your grandfather. So, you know, we are Scottish Rite, Eggleston, East Baldwin, and Scottish Rite is actually the oldest part of our system, which was founded by a doctor, Dr. Michael Clayton, who was an orthopedic surgeon. He rented a small cottage in Decatur to treat cricket children. And we found a quote from him when he opened that small cottage. It said, "This little institution fits a lawn you want. I believe the Lord to the book."
And I often think about, I think Dr. Penney would be really proud of what children's has become, when he started with that. We mentioned the three hospitals that are part of children's. We also have the Marcus Autism Center that is part of children's. We have affiliations with the University of Minnesota, the School of Medicine, and they're training about 750 doctors each year. They do like pediatric rotations through us. And then we have about 250 that specialize in pediatrics that are training. And we do our best to keep as many in Georgia as we can. We keep about half of those in Georgia, which is new doctors so badly in our state. So we're very proud of our training affiliations with these top universities. We're also in the top research. Our Department of Pediatrics with is top ranked each year. So by doing research, you get so much treatment. You know, kids, the pediatrics, I don't have to include pediatricians in the room, but they would tell you, kids are not just small ones. So having physicians that are trained to care for kids, because you have everything from a one-time patient or less than one-time to extractive team, and making sure that we have the expertise to care for whatever kids need. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. There are about 1,000 kids each year in Georgia that are born with congenital heart issue. We have one of the largest and best pediatric heart centers in the country. We treat about 56,000 kids each year, 23 clinics across the state. Last year, we performed just under 800 heart surgeries. Most of those are on babies. And you see that struggle, that's the size of these babies. So I am amazed constantly when I know what our heart surgeons are doing, that they are able to do surgery something the size struggle, really those kids a second chance. Last year, one of our doctors, Dr. Alan Wood, who's a very proud Georgian man, led a team to complete a successful cardiac procedure on a premature baby by inserting a wire device to close the hole avoiding heart surgery. It was only the second time this has been done in this country, and the child has lost. He said that's just an example of some extraordinary doctors that they have. And you mentioned, I don't think there's any better example of the research interfaces with healthcare and childhood cancer. Each year there's about 500 children in Georgia who are diagnosed with cancer. That means that we don't to adults. Our Aflac Cancer Center cares for about 80% of those kids who are diagnosed with cancer. And one of the things that we are just so proud of is because of what's done in National with the Children's Oncology Group, there's a network of children's hospitals that contribute all of our data that share so that when the child is diagnosed to get them on the best treatment possible. So we heard about giving children's for about 3 decades. And when I started at children's, the cure rate of all childhood cancer was about 50%. Today it's over 80%. And for certain things, it's like 90%. And so that's, to me, it's just such an example of about doing this research constantly. We also care for the largest number of sickle cell patients in the country. And these are 2 of my favorite kids. One of them has sickle cell disease and the other one donated his bone. The only curative therapy right now for sickle cell disease is a bone cancer. And that is successful, but it's a very tough procedure and everybody qualifies for it. So we dream of the day that we can find the sickle cell. We are so fortunate to have these amazing research universities in Georgia and our ability to work with them. And we work with almost all of them in some form of fashion. We heard that we end up taking care of really sick kids in the state. So we have the only level 4 one of the level 4 units in the state where we do see the sickest graders. Several years ago, we jointly recruited Dr. Scott Hollister to come to Georgia. We did this with Georgia Tech. And Dr. Hollister is a specialist in 3D biomedical printing patient devices. So he basically makes things at home. Dr. Hollister has worked with several physicians at Children's to make a 3D printed tracheal splint, which is what you see here. And we've been able to save 6 babies so far. These are babies who are born without trachea, so and they have been able to implant this 3D biomedical splint to enable them to breathe. And these children have been believers in the river, first of all, and the women out there. And so this is just incredible talent that we have in our state. What about about 60% of the kids that we care for, that's really this is representative of our state. So we do have the highest Medicaid percentage in hospital system in Georgia. In 22, we provided $196 million in costs. And we're able to do that beyond the year because the community support and our legislators support the Medicaid program. And because of that, we want to make sure that every child gets the care of the family. And I'll tell you that our doctors and nurses, they don't know the difference intentionally. We don't want them to cover this child as insurance, this child was in insurance. We want to make sure that all kids get the best. So I was like, the children's. One of our biggest challenges is for capacity. We just don't have the capacity to take care of all the kids that need us. So this is a picture of the Illinois hospital that will open in September 29th of this year. It's going to open with 104 beds. This hospital is it will be home to the only trauma center in the state. The Children's Heart Center that you heard about, and the Blood Cancer Workforce Center. This hospital will need a lot of critical needs, but first and foremost is providing capacity to every child that needs us. We spent a lot of time working and designing this hospital. It's designed to create a healing environment for nature. You know how important it is to get our life to be all that you can to preserve. To preserve nature and natural resources. We really focused on this hospital because we know how important it is for the kids. So the new hospital will have 20 acres of green space available to patients, families, and staff. And each room is designed to have views of gardens so that those kids that can't get outside, they be able to look out and enjoy the beautiful views. The treescape with the women of the gardens. One of my favorite places is a terrace garden that was built on the 10th floor of the hospital for the development. Because when you're in the hospital, they can leave their areas, and they'll have this beautiful place that they can get outside. We'll have private rooms where parents can stay with their kids. Each floor is going to have a family room with kids everywhere, so it's refrigerators, washers, dryers, so many things that help them to do with the fact that they're hospital for good. We're also fortunate that there's going to be a lot of the house that's going to be built on the property to provide homework for somebody to visit us. We are beyond grateful to Arthur Blaine for his transformation to help them to get started to build a hospital. Because it's going to serve them as a future generations. And we have to continue with the I also want to update you on a couple of new big initiatives that we are working on. Last decade, we've seen an alarming increase in issues for children very sadly. Between 2014 and 2022, the number of kids visiting non-emergency departments 30% of those visits are kids, 5 until to 12. And the top reasons are suicide ideation, depression, and anxiety. It's put a tremendous strain on our system and the other system. Because our system is saying this. And as a state and as a country, we just want to have the system that that are dealing with crisis. So our board and our organization really work deeply at this challenge. And our board has set aside an endowment that has $551 in it to generate resources to specifically focus on particular health. That is a lot of money, but I think we could say it's not enough to prepare for what's needed for our whole state. Are very focused on all the agencies there. We recruited one of the nation's top leaders, Dr. John Hudson, to lead this effort. He is a child psychiatrist. He spent his entire career working in this field. He knows what he knows will make a big difference. So we opened this out at the Behavioral and Mental Health Center last year. It's really focusing on providing outpatient care to kids to keep them out of the crisis. Because that's the way to do. There's so many kids that cannot get access to outpatient services that they need. So when people have this, we see some people that are just way to our system. He's recruited about 100 people to increase access. And he's building the system to really try to demonstrate that we do work prospectively with people. He's working in school systems in Georgia to look at what you can do in schools, and telehealth. Schools are quite a major role in this challenge. I also want to share some work that we're doing in rural health. I had the great opportunity with Dr. Chance. I don't know. She's the dean of the Mercer School of Medicine, and she is a force. I've learned so much from her, and together with the Georgia Rural Health Innovation Center, which is housed at Mercer, we're working on rural health care for children. So we're working together to do several things. One is to work with the rural hospitals who don't see that many kids, but what we really do with they want to make sure that. So we are sending teams of our emergency room physicians and nurses to rural hospitals to look at, do they have all the equipment they need to take care of the range of kids. Their nurses are coming to train children's. And we're really just wanting to make sure that we're helping rural hospitals feel comfortable when they do this time. After the transfer, we want to help them in that regard. We're also working with pediatricians around the states, mostly and about what they need, segments, direct lines, telehealth lines to support rural pediatricians. And probably one of the favorite part of this is there are 65 counties in Georgia that might have a pediatrician. And so we're proudly working with Dr. Sumner to fund scholarships for Bright Young America students who are committed to go back into the community, go to a rural practice for 4 years once they actually trained. In 2023, we funded 10 scholarships. So for these kids that are making this commitment, we are funding their school tuition. And I had the great privilege of meeting these kids, and they actually did really good sent to us. So I thought it would be great to meet these kids as well.
Excited to be part of the rural pediatric program. So I'm really excited to be part of the rural pediatric program so that I have the resources to be the best pediatrician I can be for my community. I couldn't have handcrafted a better scholarship program. I couldn't have my career goals.
Let's try that again. Explain 2 different ones.
If it doesn't, I just thought you'd enjoy seeing it. That's fine.
There's just 5 minutes.
Excited to be part of the rural pediatric program so that I have the resources to be the best pediatrician to be for my community.
But there are.
I was just dreaming about getting it last night.
There are 10 wonderful students from Alabama, Georgia, and it was just, I mean, it was just so wonderful.
I'm shocked. I was just dreaming about getting it last night. Incredibly grateful. I'm shocked.
Okay, they want to keep going.
Yeah. But it's, you know, I think it's just, this was Dr. Sundray had a Zell scholar. So she knows that this program works. And 52% of the medical students at Mercer are. Ultimately, can't afford it because they can't spend it. So Dr. Summers said, let's try it. And we've had some things just. Wonderful. Young people that have been go back. So we're so excited about this because we know that it's think about over we can make the difference in making sure that our nutritionists places in the nutrition. You know, there have been just extraordinary advancements in the I'm just so excited about what we can be able to do to make sure that the future of citizens to the children. So I just want to thank all of you all for your support kids in your community. By organizations like ours, I hope that there's not going to be a sick, but these things now that we are to I don't know if we have.
Let's take 5 minutes for questions. Questions?
Questions, comments, thanks, as a parent that the child who benefits all the good stuff, I think what.
Another question. Here.
Yeah, well, I know that you went to block in the middle of the university, so Emory has certainly indicated that they would want to buy that property from us. So it is somehow that they. But we will continue to operate Scottish, right? Some people ask us, we continue to operate Scottish, continue to grow that these part at 6,000.
The thoughts of the plan. The expansion south of there, in our quarter, the growth of the spirit and the number of children served, each thousand, let's go with the circle. I'm perfect. Now, the thoughts about,
I was just talking about it about that. We need to put that back out. We were looking at that before, in terms of, you're right, this full south. We have some of our doctors coming down to put a formal issue study that we need to. But we got to have these whole open meetings, but it's definitely on the docket. So some of the things he's doing, you do have to change out. Some of them they're actually looking at, they'll just they'll it's kind of it's not the way it is, but yeah, it's like space. And one of our doctors is working on, I can tell you what that is. Somebody comes along with that, so that
Thank you for the work that you talked about in for somebody who's working that people legacy of the decentralization, getting someone out is critical. I don't know how you can stop someone in some of the technical colleges become the rich strategic locations instead. Never come across the, yeah.
That one was not, we're really looking at trying to work the school system. For high schools and elementary schools. But I'd love to know more about that. We have to try, there's such a shortage of workers. That's one of the biggest challenges is the expansion. But thank you for all the work that you have done. I know speaking of such a legislation. Thank you.
So thank you again for being here. Appreciate you all taking the time. Appreciate your leadership in one of our state's most important aspects. The work you're doing is just so important. You guys are a great example that you can have a purpose-led, purpose-driven organization and still have great business results. Congratulations again, Charles. Great to have you with us. Thank you to Jay, Jason, and Kat for bringing us such great programs. That I want to mention, we've got some good programs coming up. One more quick thing, we'll make a donation for the polio plastics as a Rotarian gets $1 million Rotary's efforts to eradicate polio. So we do have some great programs coming up, so please come back. So next week, I'm sure most everybody in here is concerned about government spending and federal deficit and national debt. And we're going to have a national expert to come and talk about federal budget issues, Phil Smith from Concord Coalition. January 31st, we'll have Jenny Cruz Sanders from the State Botanical Garden. She's fantastic. You're going to want to be here for that. February 7th, Dr. Angel Cabrera from Georgia Tech will be with us. So we expect some Georgia Tech people to come out and visit. And then on February 14th, we're going to be at the Oklahoma Center in the county for a branch of program and facility and some of the good things going on in the county. So you all stay warm, have a great day. We're adjourned.
Hey, sorry about the technology. I'm so sorry. We're investing in some new technology. It's long overdue and it's on our docket, but it's okay. Thank you. Thanks for understanding. Okay. Well, her presentation was fantastic. I mean, she comes across as really warm. Thank you. All right. Okay. Yeah.